Long ago, in a quiet village called Nnalu, there stood a tree unlike any other. Its trunk was dark as charcoal, its branches twisted toward the sky, like grasping hands. Once every year, on a night no one could predict, the tree bled. Thick red drops seeped from its bark, staining the soil beneath. And each time the tree bled, a virgin child in the village would fall dead before sunrise. No one knew how the curse began. No one dared to question it. The people of Nnalu buried their children, wiped their tears, and waited for the next year in fear. It had gone on for so long that the bleeding tree became part of their lives, like an unwanted shadow they could not shake. But in that village lived a girl named Chinasa. She had lost her father years before and lived with her mother and younger brother, Obioma. Chinasa was quiet, thoughtful, and restless. Unlike others, she could not accept silence. Each time the tree bled and another innocent child died, she whispered questions into the dark. Why does this tree bleed? Who cursed us? Why must the innocent suffer while the guilty live? One evening, as the moon shone faintly above, Chinasa asked her mother, "Why does the evil tree bleed every year? And why does it take only the pure?" Her mother shook her head quickly, fear flashing in her eyes. "My child, do not ask. That tree has always been here, even before my time, even before your grandmother's time. No one knows." "But mother," Chinasa pressed, her voice trembling, "what if I am next?" Or Obioma, "What if the curse takes us?" "May the gods forbid it," her mother snapped, her voice low and sharp. "Do not speak against the gods. Keep silent before trouble finds us." But silence never satisfied Chinasa. That night, while her brother slept peacefully, she sat awake, staring at the darkness, her heart heavy. The next morning, as she went to fetch water from the stream, she met an old woman carrying firewood. With respect, Chinasa greeted her and asked, "Mama, do you know how the bleeding tree came into this land?" The old woman's smile faded. She shifted the firewood on her head and said quietly, "My daughter, that question is too heavy for you. I met the tree the way it is, bleeding and killing. We all did. No one truly knows." The answer only deepened Chinasa's resolve. She made a decision that very day. She would go to the king. Surely, the ruler of the land must know the truth. When she reached the palace, the guard stopped her. "Little girl, you cannot see the king so easily." But an elder guard, sensing something unusual in her determination, allowed her in. The king, eased and busy, a weary man with gray hair and sad eyes, sat upon his stool. He welcomed her kindly. "Come, child, speak." Chinasa bowed. "Your Majesty, forgive me, but I need to know, why does the tree bleed? Why does it take the innocent? What is its secret?" The king fell silent. He leaned back, his eyes heavy with memories, then began to speak. "Many years ago, long before you were born, there was a chief priest in this land. He was feared, powerful, and greedy. Every harvest season, he demanded the largest share of the people's crops, claiming the gods required it. For many years, the people obeyed. But one season, they grew weary of his endless hunger. They refused him. In his fury, the priest unleashed a curse. He told the people the gods would abandon them unless 2 virgin children were sacrificed. Desperate and starving from drought, the villagers obeyed. 2 children were taken, 1 boy, 1 girl. Their parents wept, but their cries were ignored. The children were killed, and a tree was planted upon their grave. Months later, the priest was found dead, his body twisted unnaturally, as if the very gods had judged him. And the next year, the tree bled for the first time. That year, a virgin child died without cause. And so it has been every year since. The king's voice broke. Tears welled in his eyes. "I was only a boy then, That year, my younger brother was taken. Later, my own children, all three, fell to the curse. The bleeding tree made me childless. My queen, unable to bear the grief, died of sorrow, and I am left alone with my crown of ashes. Chinasa's eyes burned with tears. She whispered, "Your Majesty, is there no way to end it?" The king sighed heavily. The seers revealed one truth. The spirits of the sacrificed children will never rest. The tree will bleed forever unless the virgin offers themselves willingly. Only a sacrifice of choice, not force, can break the curse. The word struck Chinasa like lightning. That night, she wept alone, then dried her tears and made her decision. The next day, she told her mother and brother what she had learned. Her mother screamed, clutching her tightly, "No, you cannot. I will not let you go." Her brother Obioma wept, "Sister, I would rather die than lose you." But Chinasa spoke with calm strength. "Do you not see? If I do nothing, the tree may take Obioma, or me, or another child. Let my death have meaning. Let it bring peace." Word spread quickly through the village. By dawn, the people gathered at the tree. The air was heavy, filled with sorrow and fear. The king himself stood by, his eyes wet. Chinasa walked forward slowly, her bare feet brushing the earth. She turned to the king. "Promise me, your Majesty. Promise me my mother and brother will never suffer." The king raised his hand solemnly. "I swear by my throne and by the spirits of our ancestors, they will be cared for as my own." Chinasa nodded, turned to her family one last time, and whispered, "Do not cry. Remember me with pride, not sorrow." Then she placed her hands upon the bleeding tree and closed her eyes. A cold wind rushed through the crowd, their hearts pounding as the ground trembled. In an instant, Chinasa was gone. The tree grew silent. The blood ceased. For the first time in living memory, the curse was broken. Her mother collapsed in grief, her brother wailed. But the village knew Chinasa had saved them all. From that day, the king brought her family into the palace. Obioma was sent to school with the kingdom's wealth supporting him. Years later, he returned, wise and learned. When the king died, Obioma was crowned the new ruler of Nnalu. On the day of his coronation, he stood before the people and declared, "This throne belongs not to me alone, but to my sister Chinasa, the girl who gave her life to save us all." In her honor, he ordered a statue built, a figure of Chinasa with her hands upon the tree, immortalized in bronze. Every year, the people gathered at its base to celebrate the festival of peace, remembering the girl whose sacrifice ended generations of sorrow. And so, though the bleeding tree stood silent forevermore, her name lived on. Chinasa, the girl who faced a curse and gave everything for her people. And so, the bleeding tree grew silent forever, but the memory of Chinasa lives on in the whispers of the wind and the hearts of her people. Tell me, would you have had the courage to make her choice? Or would fear have bound you to silence? If this tale gripped your soul, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who loves dark folk tales, and subscribe so you never miss another story whispered from the shadows of Africa.